Well, hey, howdy, and welcome to the Camp Wound Dog Workshop on a Thursday, early evening. I haven't done a shop tip in a while, so I thought I'd share this. I've had a couple guys asking me how they can use a Coleman valve and adapt it to either go on a CQ fount, you know, with the long neck, or some sort of Frankenstein thing. And this is what I do a lot. I take a regular valve, which, you know, is threaded for the bung, and you don't want to mess around with cutting the bung out and silver soldering it onto a fount and all that. That's a lot of work, but this is easier. What I do is I take off the fuel pickup tube. See, you put that in a scrap bin, and then from another valve I get the nut that holds the valve stem in, and it happens to be the exact same thread as the bung. So I just screw that rascal on, and then I get my wrench and I tighten it up as much as I can. You know, superhuman strength and all that. And you end up with a thing like this. And then what I'll do is I silver solder this to that. You know, heat it up cherry red, put your flux on, dribble the silver solder in, and let it weep in there. Let it cool off before you touch it, otherwise it's going to hurt and you're going to scream. Or you can use regular, like, plumber solder, but I like silver solder because it's more heat resistant than plumber solder. Silver solder resists heat to around, I don't know, 1200 degrees. Most lead or tin-based solders are around 4¼ to 475, depending on the alloy. Anyway, then when you got that in, you take either a hacksaw or a Dremel cutoff wheel or a big cutoff wheel, and you whack off the end. You whack that off a little piece like this. See, you buzz that off, and that opens it up, and then you can come in and tap it. This is a 1/827 tap, which happens to be, coincidentally, the same thread pattern that's used on almost all electrical lamps and stuff now, and also what was used on the CQs and still on 200s. That's the same thread there. So anyway, you whack that off. Oh, before you silver solder this or lead solder it, take your stem out, because you don't want to bugger up your graphite in there. You don't want that graphite packing getting weak. So when you get done, you end up with a pretty thing like this. Look at that. Wow. And it, you know, it looks like it came from the factory that way. So anyway, this comes in really handy for all kinds of Frankenstein projects. Plus, remember that this 1/827 pipe, which is standard, you can pick it up at any hardware store, is useful for all other kind of you know, custom projects and stuff like that. So anyway, there you go. Y'all have a good evening, and thanks for stopping by the Camp Wounded Dog Workshop. Talk to you later. Goodbye.